Hello there, I'm StrawHatLucas, Captain of the Eternal Dawn, and welcome back to Rambling Addiction, the show where I talk and you listen. Tonight we're going to be talking about the One Piece live action and every single bit of casting news and a little bit of speculation from me on how I think the season will go now that we know they're not hitting Alabasta. So yeah, make sure you stick around, we're about to get into it, but first, hit that theme song, baby.
Rambling Addiction, yeah, you're hanging out with Lucas. Manga, animator, anything, alright, let's do this. Weekly is the basis, worst generation. Cooking up a feast while he's turning through the pages. Theories that he's making, from shonen to seinen. Locked in, analyzing, using observation. Yeah, observation. Rambling Addiction.
Alright guys, before we get into it, I do have to give out some shoutouts first. The first one is to the homie Mr. Bushido. The entire last episode of Rambling Addiction was possible because he memed on me one day about the Jack in the Box that I went on and on about. I'm not going to say specifics because I don't want to spoil anyone who is One Piece live action only. So yes, this video will be spoiler safe for all you Opla only viewers. And the special shout out from last time that I promised is Tannen Marth, guys. He's a One Piece theorist. Go check him out. I can't say what he commented on the video to get that shout out because I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so yeah. The first two castings I'm going to be talking about are the speculated castings, being Nahom Hughes as Bartolomeo and Gavin Gomez as Heavy Point Chopper. With the Barto casting, I could see this definitely being just a cameo with no lines. If they do give him the lines, maybe it's just like him being like, oh my goodness, I'm inspired, you know? I'm not going to say why he would say something like that, obviously. You know, give him just a little bit of those Bartoisms that we love, and that's it. Because I think if they try to force him too much into the plot, it'll ruin his significance later in the story. And then Gavin Gomez as Heavy Point Chopper. So I was going to save this for last, actually. So he's mostly a stunt actor from what I can tell. I think this is a situation where we're going to have the main Chopper actor who does the voice and the actual emotional performances and everything, and then we will have a body double. I don't think they're just going to paste the original Chopper actor's face onto this guy. I think it'll be prosthetics and he'll kind of mouth to an ADR thing. So yeah, it's really interesting. This is something that we have to wait for Netflix Geek Week, which is coming up on the 19th of September. I know a lot of reports are saying the 16th. That's when the in-person event starts, but the big night for it will be the 19th of September. So that should be when we get the Chopper reveal and probably the Miss All Sunday reveal. So yeah, interesting things to come. I'm really excited to see how they do Chopper. I was really hoping they would show him when they were teasing us with the snow and stuff on the Opla Netflix account Instagram, but I think I'm starting to see the vision a bit. You know what I mean?
Do you know what I am saying?
Next up, we have the returning cast. We have Vincent Reagan as Garp, Morgan Davies, who killed it last season as Kube, and the Chad himself, Zoro's end of series matchup. That's right, the boy, he is him, Aiden Scott as Helmeppo. Yeah, I love Helmeppo, and as I said, I think he is Zoro's end of series matchup, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We also have Michael Dorman as Gold Roger, which I think I know why they're bringing back Gold Roger for this season. I was a little confused at first, but with who we're meeting this season, there's one character specifically that we're meeting this season that I think they may do a flashback with him. With Garp, Kube, and Helmeppo, I definitely think we might see some of the cover story that they do in the manga with them, and then maybe they'll integrate him into Smoker's storyline. Maybe he'll be mentoring Smoker or have a closer relationship than what we saw in the manga with Smoker in this iteration. I don't know, definitely interesting to see. And of course, we have Ben Rugrak, I think I'm saying his name right, as Kabaji, Jeff Ward as Buggy, and of course, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna read her name off screen because I always butcher it, so I apologize in advance. It's Ilia Izaralis Paulino. See, it's the middle part is what I mess up always. But I do apologize. That is the live action Alvida, who is looking amazing. She looked amazing in the first season, like, goddamn Alvida. But she definitely is putting her all into this role, and it's insane to see that level of dedication from somebody in any form. So she's definitely preparing for what's to come in the story for her and Buggy's team up that was teased at the end of season 1. Next up, we get into the newer casting with David Desmelchian as Mr. 3, Jazra Jaslyn as Miss Valentine, Camrus Johnson as Mr. 5, and Daniel Lasker as Mr. 9. I think the one we were all surprised to see is David Dastmalchian as Mr. 3. He is, at the present, when these announcements first came out, the biggest actor to appear in a casting for the live action so far. I think his performances in the MCU, Late Night with the Devil, which I just recently watched about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it is really good. And of course, as Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad, like, that was just hilarious. I really think he's gonna be one of the most transcendent casting choices. Like, this is gonna be this season's Jeff Ward's Buggy, in my opinion. Like, everyone is gonna be like, oh my god, Mr. 3, holy shit. Everyone's gonna be like, that guy's perfect. That guy is perfect as Mr. 3, and I can't wait to see future events with him. For Miss Valentine, I'm not familiar with the actress's work. Same goes for Cameron Johnson. I know he was in some of the CW superhero shows, I believe Batwoman. As someone who's never really dove into those, even though I do love comic book media, I can't speak too much on his acting ability, and sadly the same goes for Daniel Lasker. I did look up clips of these guys, and it seems like they will be able to match the energy of these characters. I'm excited to see their performances. I just wish I knew a little bit more about them, but I said that a lot for the casting in the first season as well, though, and I was so pleasantly surprised. So I completely have faith in the casting decisions made for the Baroque Works agents. Next up, we have Clive Russell as Crocus, who I was familiar with his role as Lord, I think it's Tully in Game of Thrones. He played a bit of a dick there, I won't lie, but nonetheless, I think he will bring that old stage style of acting to Crocus, and I think as long as he gets the comedic timing right, that man is going to be an amazing Crocus. Like, I'm just calling it now. He's a phenomenal actor from everything I've seen him in, which I know I said I'm most familiar with him in Game of Thrones, but I have seen a couple of other projects. And as I said earlier, I've been watching a bunch of clips from all of these actors. Next up is Warner Coates, I believe it's pronounced. He's going to be playing the lovable Dory. Now, Warner has not been in a lot of projects. I did see some footage of his acting abilities, though, and I think he's going to nail this. I'm not going to lie. Same with Brendan Murray, who will be playing his counterpart, Brogy. I did not get to really find many clips of him online. I did look pretty hard too. That said, though, like I said with the Baroque Works agents, I trust the casting department of the series enough that I think they will nail this. I'm really excited to see how they do the Giants in general. Little Garden itself, like, there's so much to Little Garden they have to get right for it to work, right? And then lastly, of that first round of casting we got was Callum Kerr as Smoker, Julia Rewald as Tashigi, Rob Coletti as Wapple, and Ty Kube, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of those, as Dalton. I looked up Callum. He has had some smaller parts in roles. I don't see it yet, okay? I'm going to be honest. With him, he's the only one I've looked up and been like, I don't know. That said, my man's got the dedication. I saw some videos of him like working out and getting prepared to do Smoker. Like, my guy's going for it. And I think seeing that kind of energy puts away any kind of hesitation I have to see him as Smoker. So I really do think he'll knock it out of the park. And of course, I'm just some guy talking in his laundry room. So what do I know about acting? Next up is Julia as Tashigi. Now, I have seen her in a couple things. She was with Emily Rudd in Fear Street, and she did really well in there. I'm excited to see what she's going to bring to the role, and I think that she will bring a very accurate version of Tashigi to life. I think the funniest thing about her casting is the fact that the people who ship Zoro and Tashigi, your guys' stocks are going way up. Look how beautiful both these people are. Julia is gorgeous, and McKinney is Adonis made real. There ain't no other way to say it. That's just a beautiful man. But yes, next we have Rob Coletti as Wapple. So Rob is mostly a stage actor, so I could not find anything on him. I did find like a little bit of clips here and there of him acting on stage. I really think he's going to bring that boisterous energy to Wapple that Wapple needs. And yeah, I'm just very, very excited to see what he specifically does with the character. Yeah, very, very excited. Yeah, I think Rob's gonna knock Wapple out of the park. I won't lie. Next up is Ty, once again, Kyug. I don't know how to pronounce that man's name. Either way, he's playing Dalton. And the only thing I've seen this man was Starship Troopers 3, and I barely remember watching that movie. Not because it was bad, just because it was so long ago. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what he has the look, right? Like, I look at that man and I'm like, that's Dalton. That is Dalton. And with how long he's been in the business, I think he's going to bring heat to this. I think he knows anyone who's been in the acting business and saw the success of the first season. I think they know how big this thing is and the potential of how big it can be in the future if more seasons of it are successful. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he does with this. We're getting to the spicy ones now, party people. First, let's talk about Mark Hardylick playing Dr. Hiralik. That is gonna mess me up so bad. Oh my god, Dr. Hiralik, and I cannot say that guy's name back to back. Like, holy shit. Okay, so Mark is playing Dr. Hiruluk, and it's messing me up, dude. Either way, he's playing him. What I'm most familiar with from Mark, actually, is the AMC series Preacher. He played God in it. Yeah, and he just nailed that. I'm really excited to see him play the Quack. I won't lie, dude. I wish I could say more on him. I just cannot. I know he's been in a lot of things as well. Like when this casting announcement dropped, Kube of the Red Sea, one of the homies, the first mate of the Eternal Dawn, was going crazy about it.
Double rainbow!
And next up, the one I am most excited about personally, it is Katey Sagal as Dr. Kureha. Like, this is perfect, guys. This is perfect, and I'm about to age myself so badly right now. Every other One Piece live-action YouTuber has been like, Katey Sagal from Smart House and Sons of Anarchy and Futurama. Put some respect on Peg Bundy's name.
Don't make the noise, Bundy.
Yes, I'm a huge Married with Children fan. I grew up watching it. It was a staple in my household. My parents were both huge fans of it. My brother, actually, who's about 2 years older than me, when I was probably about 1 year old and he was about 3, would sing the theme song of it to me when I was being all fussy. I just really think Katie's going to bring her all to this. I mean, she is going to nail every single bit of Kureha's mannerisms. Like, you know how Iñaki brought Luffy's mannerisms to life in ways that we never thought, like the way he smiles, the way he looks. That is going to be what she does to Dr. Kureha. And I know Kureha is only seen in a handful of moments past this initial arc of hers, but that doesn't matter. And why it doesn't matter, I will get to in one moment, because we are almost done with the casting announcements. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher this man's name, and I'm so sorry. So sorry about it. Next up is Sindel Ramamurthy. Next up is Sindel Ramamurthy. Ooh, I said it! Who's going to be playing Nefertari Cobra. I think Sindel's going to kill this, I'm not going to lie. I am not familiar with any of his acting work prior to looking him up before this video, because I was never a big fan of Heroes. I know he was in that. I'm excited to see where they're going to bring in Cobra, just because if you know with how things are going and with the announcement of the arcs that we got. So I think they're going to introduce him in a certain flashback. Now I'm very excited about this one. I'm not going to lie. I know I don't seem excited, but I'm excited. And here's one that I got a dub on, all right? In my last live action video, right before they announced the first bit of casting, I called that Sharithra Chandran was playing Miss Wednesday. I think the whole community knew at this point, like, if I'm being honest, like, there were so many of us that were like, nah, that's her. We saw slip-ups in social media. There was that picture of her in South Africa. Like, we knew it was her, and they just wouldn't tell us. But finally, we got the confirmation, and I'm not gonna lie, I went and watched a couple episodes of Bridgerton. I'm not a big fan of Bridgerton. My wife tried to get me to watch it once, and not into it. But I went through a couple scenes, and she's gonna kill it. Like, she really is, guys. I think she's going to bring her all into this role. And with Vivi being even prevalent in current day One Piece, I could see her playing the blue-haired for a long time. So let me spit now on how I think this season is going to go down. Oda revealed that we are going to be going from Logtown to Drum Island and not adapting Alabasta this season. So that means we will be ending on Drum Island. With Logtown, I think you only need one episode. So let's say episode 1 is Logtown. Solid pick, right? Solid pick. Ending with them going to Reverse Mountain. Reverse Mountain itself, also 1 episode. It's one of the shortest arcs in the manga, so much that it brings up debate in the community on if it's considered even an arc, or like what is it? Because it's literally like 3 or 4 chapters. It's literally 5 chapters. Like, it's not very long. I think they can get through Reverse Mountain in 1 episode as well, and then get to Whiskey Peak. Also 1 episode. I know, but this one, only 9 chapters. I think giving Whiskey Peak 1 episode is fair enough. In my last speculation video, I wanted to cut Reverse Mountain in half and like Whiskey Peak in half as well, because I thought they were fitting Alabasta in it. Like, that's how short Whiskey Peak is, guys. Like, and then we get to Little Garden, the land of the giants, the land stuck in time. 2 episodes, right? Because you need time to get things fleshed out in the plot. This will be the setup of Baroque Works in a major way, past what we just saw in Whiskey Peak. This will be a showing out of close to its top players before we get to Alabasta. And that will lead us into Drum Island. But it's 3 episodes for Drum, which I think is more than enough to flesh out the story, set up Wapple, set up everything you need to do with Chopper, and give us an entire episode for his backstory. Please, man, please make me cry. Yeah, so on screen you can see how I think the episodes will go down, and I think that there's this very specific moment in Drum Island, though, that I will say that this season needs to end on. If you are live action only, please get out of here. I am about to say a spoiler. This is your one warning. or you can skip ahead a little bit in the video to see my final thoughts. And the moment I think the season should end on is obviously Chopper is seeing the Sakura bloom. They are about to head out on the Going Merry and head for Alabasta. Everyone is celebrating. But the final moment should actually be focused on Katie Seagal's Dr. Greyhawk. Here she will explain about the Will of D and Gold D Roger. And I think that is a big mystery to end the season off of. And it'll have people come back for the next season, especially with how many people are worried with Wapol being the big bad of the season, which I don't think he will. I think they'll build up the looming threat of Crocodile more than anything. And then obviously post-credit scene, tease Ace, because he was on drum as well. So yeah, in closing, I have full faith in Matt Owens and the team to pull through once again for One Piece live action. I think the choice to wait for season 3 to do Alabasta was the right choice. It is a very long arc. It's one of the first big arcs in One Piece, and it deserves to be on display properly. I think that will make things easier going forward as well, because if they do Alabasta in season 3, that means they're probably going to hit Jaya at the end of season 3 and end with the Straw Hats going up the knockup streak. Hear me out, Skypiea and Long Ring Long Land for season 4, which could work. Like if you end with the Aokiji stuff of Long Ring Long Land, imagine the next season wait for Water 7 and Innie's Lobby. But yeah, I'm very excited for the casting decisions. I'm really mostly excited to see what's going on with Chopper, guys. I know we're most likely getting that and Miss All Sunday at Geeked Week, so let's all count down the days together as we head forward towards it. But yeah, I've been StrawHatLucas, Captain of the Eternal Dawn. If you've made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you watching it, and make sure to comment down below Chopper is best boy to get a shout out at the beginning of next week's Rambling Addiction. But yeah, how do you guys feel about the live action? How do you feel about the casting? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell icon, do all of that YouTube stuff. But more importantly than anything else in the world, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful night.